morning, my dear subscribers. You're welcome to Sunlight Grant channel, where we give you the latest of the UAAG disbursement funding. In case you're new on my channel, please don't forget to click on the notification bell and subscribe. In case we drop new videos, you'll be highly updated.
As well as good news in the grant ecosystem. Let's quickly get to the first subject of this session today, which stem from the questions in social media platforms, specifically questions like everywhere is so quiet, what is actually going on in the grant ecosystem. Then we will critically look at another question by bundle heads, if they are going to receive disbursement once or twice in a given account name. And the third concept of this session will be the factor of beneficiaries. In exact presentation of this beneficiary, he said, if you are a beneficiary, pray for divine intervention to be a partaker of this grant. I'm going to address all these three concepts in this session. Let's quickly address the first part of it. Everywhere is too quiet. What is actually happening in the grant ecosystem? Actually, there is no quietness in the grant ecosystem. Like some of you are already aware of circulating supposedly rumor that the grant was secured. From information gotten from authenticated sources, as of yesterday, the UAAG country director, Apostle Ambassador Ken Wakama, secured the UAAG grant for disbursement. Yesterday in the WhatsApp and Telegram groups, people were asking what is going on, that disbursement was scheduled for Thursday and Friday, and Thursday rolls, there's no disbursement. That actually created tension in the ecosystem. In essence, yesterday marks a turnaround in the grant ecosystem for every subscriber of UAAG grant. The grant was not disbursed yesterday as was anticipated, but the grant was secured by the management of the UAAG. The fear of if the money will actually be disbursed or if the money is existing at all has finally come to an end. So up next, now that the money is in the custody of the UAAG, the next is the disbursement into the accounts of the subscribers of the grant. The masses at the moment may be asking, why is the disbursement not taking place today, Friday? Why is the disbursement not taking place since it was secured by the UAAG? What we consider a delay. For those that are asking, why is the disbursement not kicking off today, which is still a banking working day, understand that the last success established by the UAAG has given our open another window of administrative processes. And this is why we keep saying that what we consider a delay in the grant ecosystem is actually not a delay, but a perfect fulfillment or obedience of the administrative protocol of disbursement. In essence, you don't expect disbursement to kick off today because the UAAG country director have over 6,000 or 7,000 NGOs to appropriate these monies to, implying that he need to sit down with his management team and decipher how much a recipient and an NGO is going to benefit in this process now that the money is in the custody. And such activity don't span 24 hours. It's an activity that requires concentration, logical analysis, and so many considerations in the administrative balance. Those that are administrators understand what the UAAG is going to pass through right now. We equally expect the country director to give a national broadcast, which is still part of the protocol before the disbursement take place. So for those that are anticipating alert, because I've seen someone saying I'm checking my phone for an alert and I've not seen any money dropping in the SMS, you don't expect to see alert before the national broadcast. What next should be the show up of the country director at the media scene to deliver the national broadcast. This same address will be the one that will guide the NGO, that will set the NGO and beneficiaries on clear and strong direction towards the entire disbursement arrangement. And we should anticipate this national broadcast to take place perhaps this weekend before the money will be disbursed. Let's quickly address the second concept of this session, the factor of beneficiaries. In exact presentation of this beneficiary, he said, if you are a beneficiary, pray for divine intervention to be a partaker of this grant. Why is an individual setting confusion or raising blood pressure with such misleading information on social media? There are people that are out there to hit the polity, hence they will create chaos in the ecosystem. If an individual applies for a grant as a beneficiary or as a bundle head under a given NGO, is definitely guaranteed of disbursement. It's expected that the beneficiary should be more closer to the NGO or the bundle head right now. Looking at the whole grant ecosystem, most people are actually bundle heads. That implies bundle heads who made some financial commitments to their NGO are guaranteed of disbursement. Then those individuals who were beneficiaries in a given NGO is definitely guaranteed of disbursement. I'm saying this because if your NGO or if a given NGO is allocated to one bundle by the UAAG, one bundle contains 1,000 recipients. If that particular NGO has about say 400 or 500 bundle heads, then the NGO still retain about 500 or 600 recipient slots to disperse to. So the grant is going to gain access to 1,000 people to benefit during on disbursement. Hence, beneficiaries will be accommodated in the entire disbursement process. No one will be left out. There are quite more than 6,000 NGOs or 7,000 NGOs going to receive this grant. Calculate 1,000 beneficiary slots, assuming each NGO is allocated to one bundle, times 7,000 NGO in the 36 states of Nigeria. 1,000 times 7,000 places. Then there are huge recipient base to benefit from this grant. We should stop stirring the waters to catch the fish. And this hour is not the period for people to create confusion or upset the stability that is already gained in the system. Beneficiaries will partake in the entire disbursement process. The final aspect of this session is on the bundle heads. If they are going to receive disbursement once or twice in a given account name, duplication as a rule, no recipient is allowed to receive disbursement twice. What I mean is, assuming your name is Samuel Joseph, Zenith Bank, Samuel Joseph UBA, Samuel Joseph Access Bank. This grant doesn't give access for you to repeat your name despite the different banks that you are a holder or account holder of. You can only benefit from the grant as Samuel Joseph Zenith Bank. Every other account in other banks that bears your name is going not to receive disbursement. This will amount to duplication of disbursement, which is defeating the ethics or the objective of this grant. If your particular account with your account name in different bank is receiving the disbursement in 3 places, the NGO may probably receive or be invited to be answering questions from the legal authority overseeing the entire disbursement process. There will be monitoring team to oversee the entire disbursement process. So you should seek to know those guidelines of disbursement and ensure you don't flaunt it. The advice is that, assuming you were having your account in 3 banks captured in a given NGO, it's advisable for you to replace it with your friend, your relative, or your children if you have any. Hence, you will still benefit fully. Equally guide against earning too much slot from a given NGO. Hence, these grants will be distributed evenly or to many families in Nigeria. It's not advisable for one person to disperse the entire money to himself or family alone. Spread it across to friends, colleagues at workplaces, at marketplaces, entrepreneurs, artisans. Ensure these people actually have this money. The intent of this grant is to ensure there is eradication of struggles, of poverty, of hardship in the black society.